Why it sucks to be born as a cow. Ah, congratulations. Another precious miracle has arrived. A brand new baby cow, plopping unceremoniously onto the cold, hard ground like a sack of wet cement. No warm welcome, no soft landing, just an ungraceful thud as gravity does its thing. But hey, it's not like comfort was an option. Seconds ago, life was simple. A cozy, fluid-filled bubble. No responsibilities, no predators, no expectations. And now? Now, there's an entire planet waiting to make existence as inconvenient as possible. First order of business, standing up. Because apparently, there's no time to process the trauma of birth when survival is on the line. While human babies get a solid year of being useless, this poor creature has approximately 30 minutes before someone starts judging its ability to function. No pressure or anything, but if those wobbly toothpick legs don't start working soon, things could get very embarrassing. And let's not forget the weather. Maybe it's a pleasant spring morning, or maybe it's the middle of winter, and the welcoming committee consists of freezing winds and a thick layer of mud. Ever tried learning to walk while being pelted by rain and shivering uncontrollably? Highly recommended for anyone looking to experience true misery. Oh, and here comes the audience. Because of course every farm animal within a 5-mile radius has decided to stop what they're doing to gawk at this clumsy newborn disaster. Some are curious, some are unimpressed, and one particularly judgmental chicken seems personally offended by the whole spectacle. But the humiliation doesn't stop there. No, because now it's time for Mom's first act of parenting, aggressively licking every inch of this tiny, bewildered creature like a dog trying to remove a particularly stubborn peanut butter stain. Privacy? Dignity? Not in this lifetime. And just when things couldn't get any more overwhelming, a realization kicks, and this is only day 1 and life as a cow? Oh, it only gets worse from here. Why it sucks to be born as a cow, Part 2. Alright, so the newborn cow has managed to stand sort of. After a series of tragic failed attempts and a lot of motivational mooing from Mom, those spaghetti legs are finally functioning. Great. Now, time to navigate the absolute circus that is survival. First challenge, being a walking buffet. Because let's face it, if an animal has sharp teeth, claws, or even just a particularly bad attitude, chances are it wants to eat this cow. Wolves, coyotes, even large birds have been known to take their chances. It's like being born wearing a giant neon sign that says, fresh meat. And the best defense? Oh, nothing major, just running away. That's it. That's the whole plan. No venom, no fangs, no speed advantage. Just 2 legs that only recently figured out how to work, desperately trying to outrun an animal that was born ready to kill. Good luck. And then there's growth. Because growing up as a cow is just a long, painful journey of looking increasingly ridiculous. First, the legs grow too fast, making basic coordination an absolute nightmare. Ever seen a cow try to run while its limbs operate on 4 separate timelines? It's like watching a drunk table try to escape a burning building. Then comes the voice change one day. It's an innocent little calf squeak, and the next, a full volume, earth-shaking moo that scares even itself. Oh, and let's not forget the intellectual struggle. Because in the grand casino of evolution, cows did not hit the jackpot in the intelligence department. Their survival instincts? Questionable at best. For example, ever seen a cow stare blankly at an open gate, unable to process that it could just walk through? That's peak cow behavior. And if danger is nearby? Panic mode. The strategy? Sprint aimlessly in a direction that often leads to even more danger. Genius. And then there's the ultimate betrayal. Humans. Ah, yes. The so-called caretakers. One day, they're feeding and petting, and the next, it's a truck ride to, well, let's not talk about that. So yeah, being a cow? Not exactly the dream life. Born into chaos, hunted from day 1, forced to endure the awkwardness of puberty in front of a field full of judgmental farm animals. And for what? To spend adulthood standing in a field, swatting flies with a tail that barely works. Ah, adulthood. Congratulations. After surviving the endless hurdles of childhood, the cow has finally hit the age of wisdom, or, at least, the age where it's big enough to be slightly less of a target for predators. Sure, now it's strong enough to stand its ground, but guess what? The struggles don't just disappear, they just get dumber. Now that the cow's not a wobbly disaster anymore, it's time to embrace the true joy of adulthood, staring at grass for hours on end. Yes, this grown-up cow is now exceptionally skilled at chewing cud and standing in fields looking bored out of its mind. Nature really went all out with this one. The cow's only job is to eat, stand, and repeat each day, blurring into the next like an endless loop of monotony. Oh, and throw in the occasional panic when a cloud looks like it's, maybe, a predator in disguise. Who knew adulthood could be so emotionally exhausting? Then there's the wonderful, incomprehensible joy of mating season. Yes, this cow, once awkward and unsure of its place in the world, now has to navigate the maze of reproduction, because nothing screams mature like competing with other cows in a bizarre public display of romantic desperation. Let's not forget the real prize, getting stuck with a partner whose sole goal in life seems to be to look utterly uninterested the entire time. But hey, at least the cow is getting better at survival. It knows when to bolt, when to moo in terror, and how to find its way back to the group after getting lost. But you know what? The stakes are still sky high, because, in the grand scheme of things, it's still just a walking buffet waiting to be devoured by a lion or, even worse, a farmer with a truck. And let's not overlook the flavor of impending doom that adulthood brings. You've outlived the childhood awkwardness, but now you're part of an unending, soul-crushing cycle of eat, reproduce, die. Seriously, why bother learning anything when no one expects you to be useful? Nature's vision for adulthood: eat grass, avoid trucks, and try to stay away from the butcher's knife. That's it. That's life. And so, the cow continues, valiantly trudging along with the same ridiculous struggles, just on a bigger scale. Welcome to adulthood, where nothing's worse than a full stomach and a perfectly mundane life, until the truck comes